What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Crawford Beats. It's Errol Spence, and I'm back again with another one. I need you guys to do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon for more videos like this. That being said, let's get into the video. Mr. I Don't Do Tuneup, Errol Spence Jr. He's reminding me of his stablemate, Ryan Garcia. And it's going to cost him in this Terrence Crawford fight. Mr. I Don't Do Tuneups. He had an opportunity to fight Keith Thurman. If he would have fought Keith Thurman, it would have made the Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford fight even bigger. I feel like he should have fought Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like he should have fought Keith Thurman only on a strength that they would have announced to the public that he was fighting Terrence Crawford after the Keith Thurman fight. Even though that is a dangerous fight as well, based on the fact Keith Thurman is not stationary fighter like Dennis Ugas. Dennis Ugas is a guy that was made to make Errol Spence look good. He just stood there. He stood right in front of Errol Spence. Errol Spence picked him apart. If Errol Spence fought Keith Thurman, it would be a much harder fight. Because Keith Thurman's not gonna stand right there and trade with Errol Spence. He's gonna fight in spots and spurts. He's not going to just stand there and just trade with Errol Spence. That's stupid. Why would you do that? That's what the guy want. When he was about to fight Kell Brook, he says, don't run. Just stand there. Errol Spence is a Gennady Golovkin type of fighter. You don't stand in front of Gennady Golovkin and trade with him. You do what Canelo did. Show him different looks. Move. The first fight, you move. You show him different looks. Outbox him. Give him angles. Be elusive. Exactly what Canelo did with Gennady Golovkin. Errol Spence is a smaller Gennady Golovkin at welterweight. And I think it's going to cost him that he didn't take that Tuneup fight with Keith Thurman. But shit, I don't care. I'm not rocking with Spence. I'm Team Crawford. I want Crawford to knock this dude out. And I know Crawford's going to knock him out. He should have took that Tuneup. But like I said, like his stablemate Ryan Garcia, who refused to take a tune-up going into a knockout artist like Gervonta Tank Davis fight. I'm not going into a Gervonta Tank Davis fight not being sharp. I mean, all that showed. He was not sharp against Gervonta Davis. Gervonta dropped him twice and stopped him. He should have took a tune-up fight before he fought Gervonta. Gervonta, even though Gervonta is the knockout artist, he took a tune-up. And just like Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, even though Terrence Crawford is the knockout artist, he still took a tune-up. And we seen what happened in his last fight. He knocked that bull out cold. Crawford has more knockouts than Errol Spence Jr. has fights. Who's really the knockout artist? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of people say, well, he has about 28 wins and 22 knockouts. Who were those knockouts against? Majority of his knockouts was against people we didn't know. When he started stepping up in weight, when he started stepping up in competition, he started fighting the top guys like even Mikey Garcia. He couldn't even knock out Mikey. He couldn't knock out Danny. He couldn't knock out Sean. Like, he don't knock out the elite level fighters. Well, the top guys, I ain't going to say, well, we can consider them elite. The elite level fighter, he doesn't knock those guys out. Crawford has proven he does knock out the elite level fighters. He knocked out an elite level Sean Porter, elite level Kell Brook, and everybody in welterweight so far. He's the knockout artist going into this fight. And I'm telling you guys, is going to cost Errol Spence Jr. The fact that he didn't take a tune-up in this fight, he's underestimating Terrence Crawford. He thinks Terrence Crawford is like any other fighter he's gotten in the ring with. He has no idea what's about to happen to him. He's in for a rude awakening, guys. A lot of these YouTube channels, they come on here, they switch back and forth. Oh, I like Earl. I like Crawford. I like Earl. I like Crawford. You gotta be consistent with this boxing stuff. Just how Crawford, we can even relate that with Crawford. Crawford has been the more consistent fighter his entire career. Errol Spence hasn't been consistent. You understand? If you really gonna put your money on somebody, you put your money on the person that's been consistent, who's never done something he wasn't supposed to do. Stay focused on boxing only, because he had one goal, and that's to be the best fighter in the world. And he always wanted his credit, and people refused to give him his credit. Everybody give Errol Spence credit, and he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done as much as Terrence Crawford, but how do Errol Spence get more credit than Bud if Bud has done 3 times as much shit as Errol Spence has done? Errol Spence has only done stuff in 1 weight class. Bud has done stuff in 3 weight classes. Bud is about to be a 3-weight lineal champion. He had the lineal belt at 135, meaning he was the number 1 guy at 135. He moved up to 140. He had a lineal belt at 140, meaning he was the number 1 guy at 140. Then he went up to 147, and he's about to fight Errol Spence. If he beats Errol Spence, which he will, and knock this guy out, he's going to be a 3-weight lineal champion, guys. 3-weight lineal champion. This is unbelievable. Alexander Usyk is, well, he's trying to be 2-time undisputed. He was undisputed at cruiserweight. You know, but he can't move up anymore because heavyweight, that's it. There's no super heavyweight. So the best thing Alexander Usyk can do is become 2-time undisputed if he fights Tyson Fury. But he can't be 3-weight lineal champion like Crawford. Crawford had a lineal belt in 2 weight classes so far. So if he beats Errol Spence, which he will, he gets that lineal belt. He becomes the first fighter of this era to have lineal championship in 3 weight classes. Undisputed in 2 weight classes. Unified 2 weight classes. I mean, there's so much on the line for this fight. But like I was saying, it's really going to cost Errol Spence Jr. Just like it cost his stablemate Ryan Garcia. You know, Errol Spence said his people was telling him to take a Tuneup fight, and he told them no. Like, why would you tell these people no? Why won't you take a Tuneup fight in the biggest fight of your career? You're coming off a long layoff. And you couldn't take a Tuneup fight, bro? I'm not saying Keith Thurman's is a Tuneup fight. He talking about, well, I didn't want to risk any injury going into the Terrence Crawford fight. Bro, wasn't Terrence Crawford risking an injury going into the David Avanesian fight? He still took it because he wanted to sharpen his tools. He just needed some confirmation that he still got it because he ain't fought in a long time. And he flattened David Avanesian. Now his confidence is through the roof. Now Errol Spence, since his Ugas fight, he ain't fight nobody after that. And in that Ugas fight, he made a mistake in there. So we don't even know if he corrected that mistake from the 6th round where his mouthpiece came out. So going into this Terrence Crawford fight with no tune-up, and without us knowing that he corrected that mouthpiece mistake where he got his mouthpiece knocked out, because we didn't see that. We haven't seen him in another fight to know that. He could tell us he corrected a mistake, but you got to show us in a fight. So going into this Terrence Crawford fight, this tune-up is going to affect Errol Spence just like it affected Ryan Garcia, Errol Spence Jr.'s stablemate. But yeah, guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe button for more videos like this. Your boy, Easy Roll, I'm out.